Assalamu alaikum. How are you all? Hope you're well and good. Today is the 20th Roda. Alhamdulillah, the weather is beautiful. Only 10 left to go, or 9 left to go. So, as we're studying the themes of the Quran, we have gone through, mashallah, like quite a lot. We have gone through Ayatul Kursi, then we've gone through Surah Al-An'am, then Surah Al-Fussilat, then Surah Shura. We also went through Surah Ikhlas, and today we are going to do Surah Al-Fatiha. Fatiha is the first surah of the Quran. Fatiha means to open. If you open your book, Cambridge O-Level Islamiyat textbook for paper 1 by Hamad ibn Nashad, it is on page 10. Clear? And we will start. Surah Al-Fatiha. It is a Makki surah. Allah and His created world. What are we talking about? We are talking about Allah and His created world. If you remember before, we were talking about Allah and Himself. All the previous surahs, the verses that we did were all about Allah and Himself. Talking about Himself. The theme has shifted here to Allah's relationship with His created world. Clear? Okay. Surah Al-Fatiha. Let me see if I can play this.
الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
Surah Al-Fatiha. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. Praise be to God, the cherisher, the sustainer of the worlds. Most gracious, most merciful, master of the day of judgment. Thee do we worship, and thine aid we seek. Show us the straight path. The way of those on whom thou hast bestowed thy grace is not wrath, and who go not astray. Alhamdu. Now, if we talk about the first part of the verse, Alhamdu. Alhamdu. What is Alhamd? Alhamd is something special, because when al is applied to the, okay? So we're talking about some sort of hamd means a praise. Hamd can only be done for the Prophet, for Allah. So what does Alhamdu mean? Alhamdu means all praise. All of the praise, all the praise on the whole universe is for Rabbil Alameen. It's for Allah, the Rabbil Alameen. Absolute praise. In other words, there is no lack. Praise. Another concept of Alhamdu is whether we praise or not. He is self-worthy of praise. In other words, whether we praise Allah or not, He is self-worthy of praise. Now, Alhamdu also means praise with love and gratefulness. In other words, when you're praising somebody, you know what praise means? Like tarif karna, right? When you praise somebody, then you're praising that person with love and gratefulness. In other words, gratefulness means that you're thanking Him and you love Him so much. It's not just lip service. Walaikum assalam to everybody who said salam. And shukr, alhamdu also means shukr, to say thank you, to Allah. Why are we saying thank you to Allah? Because He is the Rabbil Alameen, He is Rabb, He is our Lord, He is our planner, sustain, who's going to take us to our end. Hamd only for Allah and no one else. Hamd can only be given for nobody else. Allah is only eligible for it. Nobody else on this earth is eligible for a hamd. Okay, so why? Because He is the Rabbil Alameen, Lord of the worlds. Now, what does Lord of the worlds mean? We only know about one world, the world that. But do you know that somewhere far off there may be another world? Or if you're talking about the two worlds, we could say like the world that we live in and then the world of the hereafter. And then it could be the world that we live on earth and the world that is in the heavens or in the skies. Or it could be like we don't even know that there are how many more planets. The solar system that we see is the one that is in our reach. How don't we know that there may be some sort of solar system somewhere else in this universe? So He is the Lord of all the world. So do you understand how many worlds, the world that we live on, the heaven, the hell, planets that may be, there may be some sort of living life there. Ar-Rahim, most merciful. He is merciful more than 70 mothers. Merciful is from Rahim. Rahim means womb, the womb of the mother. And what does the womb of the mother do? The womb of the mother, when it has a baby in it, it protects it from any external harm and also from any internal harm. It protects it and nourishes it. So His mercy is more than 70 mothers. Do you know how much your mothers take care of you, especially in the days of Ramadan, if you are fasting, and then your mothers will keep on asking, are you okay? Are you okay? If you can't fast anymore, you can break the fast tomorrow. They are very concerned about your health. So one mother takes so good care of you. Imagine if you had 70 mothers. No, walk on the floor. Every mother, like everybody would pick them up all the time. So Allah loves you more than 70 mothers. He's always ready to bless and forgive, like merciful, being merciful, always ready to bless you and to forgive you, whether you ask for His blessing or not. He forgives, He blesses you. Whether you're Muslim or non, He blesses you. Loves the most. Allah loves you the most. And Rahim, as I told you before, it is the mother's womb. Protection and nurturing. He is the one who protects. And Master of the Day of Judgment. Malik Yawmiddin. Yawm, the day, ad-Din. Ad-Din means the day of give and take. What will we be giving and taking on that day? The deeds that we give, we will take the reward or the punishment for it. Clear? Master of the Day of Judgment. This picture I chose because it reminds me of Hashr, the day of Hashr, when we'll all be waiting for our accountability. Then you'll be standing with the sun over your head. And start the accountability. If you see the other picture, and all will come to Him on the day of resurrection alone. لهم آتيه يوم القيامة فرضا. Then it comes إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. إياك only. Iyaka, only you. Na'budu, we worship. وَإِيَّاكَ, and only you, نَسْتَعِينُ, we seek help. We only pray to you and we only seek help from Allah. We are, in other words, Muslims are acknowledging the fact that they only worship Him and they only seek help for Him. If you look around in society, do you think that everybody is only praying to Allah and is only seeking help from Allah? We live in a society when many people pray and sacrifice animals and give mannat and to saints, graves, and to other deities. When they say that they are Muslims, I mean the opening verses of the Quran says that we are only allowed to worship Him and only allowed to seek help from Him. Then what sense does it make to go to some other deity and ask for help? Guide us to the right path. Ihdina siratul mustaqim. Guide us. Ihdina, guide us. Path is the path al-mustaqim. Guide us to the right path. Are you on? Now, that's a question for us. Are we on the right path? How are we going to find out about the right path? In our lives are paths and paths. But which one is the right one? The right path is that Allah has chosen for you. Now, how am I supposed to find out what Allah has chosen for me? I don't know. Okay, but then Allah must have provided some sort of source for me to find out my right path. Yes, He has. He has provided the Quran. And in the Quran, it is very clear. He has mapped out the right path very clearly, and it's very easy. I was reading with a few of my students, and we've reached, I think, the 20th para, and I asked them, like, in the last 20 paras, what have you found difficult in the Quran? Like, something that is totally impossible, something that you cannot do. And they're like, nothing. All Allah do again and again and again is to pray, salah, and give zakah or sadaqat, and be good, righteous people. Don't treat anybody bad, and stay away from sins. It's not that difficult. I've heard some people say that the reason why we don't study the Quran is because if we study the Quran, then we're going to have to go abide by it, and I think it's really, really difficult. What Allah has chosen for us in the Quran is really, really difficult. No, it's not. Just go through the Quran and find out how easy that path is. And when you do go through the Quran, you will realize that Allah is literally begging mankind to stay on the right path and reach Jannah and avoid themselves from entering into hell. So ask this question to yourself: are you on the right path? Now, what is the right path? Sirat al-lazina an'amta alayhim. Sirat means that path, al-lazina, of those people you blessed. Him upon them, you upon them. Who are they? Prophets. They are the salihin. They are the shuhada. They are the fasters. So being like you're fasting nowadays, you're on the right path right now. Prayers. Yes, we fast in Ramadan, but what happens to us after Ramadan in the whole year? Where does our prayers, where does Fajr go then? We can't be bothered to wake up for Allah on regular days for Fajr. But because we're already awake because of Sahri in Ramadan, we manage our Fajr. So the best people are those prophets to chale gaye. Salihin, there are still some. Shuhada, we still have some. We still have the opportunity. The opportunity of praying is never going to leave you until the day you die. One who is Allah all the time. These are the people. So we're asking the path of the blessed people. غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. غير المغضوب. In other words, we don't want the path of those who you were angry with. Maghdubi means those people that Allah was angry with. Ghadab means Allah's anger. So he got angry with them. And what happened when Allah got angry with the previous nations? Then azab used to come. Punishment used to come down. The picture you see right now is a picture of Petra, destruction of the nation of Ad. They used to carve things out of mountains. Now I've been to this place, and you can see these big pillars, and you would think that like it's a house, but when you go inside, I went inside, we single brick that would be joined to another brick. No, it was all carving. In other words, the whole mountain carved into a huge, it was like a palace. The first rooms were huge. Right now they had tombs in it. They were like graves. But there were huge graves there. And this was the nation that, how can you carve a whole mountain? It was perfection. But when Allah got angry with them, what happened? Azab came down. Then you know of, you most probably heard the Nuh alayhi salam. When Allah got angry with his nation, what happened? All across the whole of the world, a flood came. Only those people survived Nuh in the ark. Then we know the nation of Lut alayhi salam. The people of Lut were involved in homosexuality, in which men would bind themselves a sexual relationship and would not marry women. Men would not marry women, they would rather prefer to marry men. Now if you look around in the society now around the world, you've most probably seen these LGBT rights, in which there's a rainbow colored flag, in which men are marrying men and women are marrying women. This is something that every single divine religion has condemned, right? The story of Lut is in the Bible and the Torah as well. So, and it is mentioned that those people who committed this crime were they had to face. Now, if you look around the world right now, the thing that was forbidden in every religion nowadays, you will see people from Christianity accepting it, whereas it is not allowed. And so if some sort of punishment from Allah does come in the form of a pandemic, even you could say, it's gone through the whole world, it's time to wake up. People to wake up and see what are they doing that is angering Allah. Like this stone, like plague, always considered a punishment from Allah. From the previous nations, whenever plague used to fall, it was a punishment. And have you seen the locusts that are hitting our fields in Sindh and southern Punjab? Jisko Tridi Dal kehte hain. That is also considered an azab. So like, we should be worried about why things are going wrong. Why things are going wrong is because we are wronging. We are wronging. Even, accepting something wrong is like, it's like doing it yourself. Like if you're quiet on the wrong that is happening in the society, it's as if you are participating in it. So غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين, and not those who have gone astray. In other words, ضالين, one who have gone astray. Ones who have gone astray. It is said that this is for the Christians, in fact, those that were once on the right path, but then they went astray. They have left the right path. Like every divine religion that you study, like when I studied comparative religion, we studied Hinduism, we studied Buddhism, we studied Zoroastrianism. if you go to the right basics of the religion, the basics of the religion, where it started from, sounded like quite proper, like it always had valid, points or, beliefs. But then with the passage of time, after time after time, it was the believers of those religions that distorted religions. Clear? Now, as you can see, with like Christianity used to be a perfect religion, but then now they call Isa the son of God, so they have distorted the religion. Even if you just turn around to look at Islam also, Islam is a perfect religion, but people even today have distorted this religion by going to graves, going to peers, by the innovation that they brought into religion. Or if you see the Muslims nowadays, they're not even practicing Muslims. They are the ones who have distorted the religion. They go astray. You should always pray that you stay on the right path. Importance of the theme in a Muslim's life. Muslims be thankful to Allah. In other words, what does this surah teach us? It teaches us to be alhamdu, to be thankful to Allah, to recognize their Lord. How will they recognize their Lord? He is the one who planned us, who created us, who is providing us sustenance, and who will take us to our end. And then it also teaches us to seek His mercy and feel it too, like Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. We should seek His mercy. We should always pray for Allah's rahmat. And then when Allah is blessing you, you should feel it too. Clear? Prepare for the day of judgment. Maliki Yawmiddin. If Allah is the Lord of the day of judgment, then we should also prepare for that day. We have to stand in front of Allah. Idols, saints, stars, or the moon. When we say Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in, only you do we worship and only you do we ask help from. So that means that we're not supposed to worship any idol, no saint, no person in a grave, and no stars or no moon. Only seek help from Him. Pray and strive to find the right path. Like Allah said, in this, it's a prayer. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Oh Allah, us to this prayer. Then we should pray and strive to find the right path and stay on it. Like some people say, for doing your matriculation or doing your O levels or doing your A levels, you strive to get your grades. So why don't we strive that much for the right path, why don't we try to strive and stay on that right path when everything else we do is perfectly good? Then we should protect ourselves from any wrong that we can commit. Another importance of this surah is that no salah is complete with this surah. Everybody knows we all recite Surah Fatiha after salah. It is also recited as a dam, a spiritual healing. Like even, like you have those wasp bites, the tamburi. It bites you. If you get soap and water and you start rubbing it and just recite Surah Fatiha again and again, would you imagine you reach the third Fatiha? The reason why our dams don't work is that we're doing it so fast forward. We recite it so fast forward that the asr of that dam doesn't take place. Not pronouncing it properly. Slowly and steady. Whenever you're reciting a surah, do it slowly and steadily, right? So, and if you start rubbing that place where that wasp has bitten you with the soap and water and Surah Fatiha slowly, by the time you reach to the third Fatiha, the effect of the sting, you won't be able to feel it, and there will be no swelling after it. Clear? And then again, Fatiha is the opening of the Quran. It teaches us a lot. Theme. These are the written theme that I write. You are blessed people to get it. Surah Fatiha has two themes summed up. One of Tawheed, where Allah mentions His attributes, and second, Allah's relation with His creation. It is a Makki, and its name as in status means opening, as it is the opening of the Quran. It begins with the praise of the Lord, planner, creator and sustainer, and mentions worlds as the plural in the plural sense. His attributes are mentioned: Rabb, Rahman, Rahim, Malik, owner of the day of judgment, which also indicates his relation to his creation. The surah is a dua to Allah. First, man acknowledges he needs Allah's help and only worships him. Man begs for Allah's guidance to the straight path. As Allah mentions in the Quran, Allah guides. Two categories of mankind are mentioned: those who are guided and rewarded for it, and those who have gone astray and face the consequences. Muslims are praying for abstinence from the wrong path. The surah ends with mean for the fulfillment of the dua. Importance. This surah is recited multiple times in a day in salah. As a hadith, no salah is completely Fatiha. For Muslims, this surah has immense importance. It rejuvenates Iman and belief. Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim are mentioned to create a sense of hope and dependence on Allah for the best. His promise of grace boosts the Iman of a Muslim, as he believes his sins can be forgiven, which develop hope to mend one's ways. Muslims believe in accountability and returning to their Lord for Him to judge their deeds and reward and punish as such. Every Muslim knows he is supposed to tread the chosen path, but slips in the way. When Muslims pray with their hearts for the right path, they are assured to be guided. Many stories of the punishment of Allah on disbelievers of are mentioned in the Quran, so not to meet the same fate. This beautiful surah is also recited as a dam ruqya for spiritual healing. Thank you. Any questions? You can also read from the book. I will send you the assignment for this surah. And tomorrow we'll do Surah Al-Baqarah, verses 21 to 22, inshallah. Any questions? Any questions, dear?